Who is going to be the most surprising hero of the fantasy football playoffs this year? That is our topic for the Week 14 edition of the Fantasy Football Survival Kit. That's right, the fantasy postseason has arrived. If you're lucky enough to have made it, congrats to you. I'm so happy for your teams. All of mine were obviously eliminated by now because they are terrible. Nevertheless, we are still going to discuss today some players who could rise up from the ranks of the undead to lead you to a great fantasy football championship. You all sent in some great suggestions, and I'm so excited to talk about your teams, not mine, which are all bad. As I mentioned, let's get right into it. This first one comes in from @Rizzy_, from waiver wire pickup to potential season winner. It's Devante Parker, who's fresh off of clowning the Eagles last week. Devante Parker, holy hell, this guy is a breakout candidate every single year, but here in 2019, it's actually happening. He has become the apple of Ryan Fitzpatrick's eye. He's on pace for over 1,000 yards. He just dropped 150 plus on the Eagles with a pair of touchdowns. I mean, this guy is actually the faster Alshon Jeffrey that old bum Jay Cutler promised he'd be. Ryan Fitzpatrick and Devante Parker, I think, are going to be making sweet music for some happy fantasy managers the rest of the way. Next. This next one comes in from @Giants99Shay. Their pick of Alexander Madison is super sharp. Come on, you saw it on Monday Night Football. When Dalvin Cook went out, Alexander Madison came in and handled all of the workload for the Vikings. That's why you gotta be stashing these high-end backups, because if a starter goes down, they could make the difference in your fantasy football championship run. I mean, come on, go out and pick up Madison right now. I don't know if Cook is gonna be hurt and not miss, any action or whatever, but I do know that it's worth having Madison on your bench just in case. Next. This one comes in from @TJGWitt, Josh Allen. And look, I get it. Josh Allen has been awesome this year, right? He's number 1 among quarterbacks in rushing touchdowns, and he's number 2 in rushing yards at the position. He's been a true fantasy difference maker despite kind of meager passing stats. You might want to use him in week 15 and 16, but he's got to get you through week 14 first, and he plays the Baltimore Ravens, whose defense has been unbelievable. Josh Allen has made a lot of progress as a quarterback, but do you really see him getting over on this secondary with this pass rush? I'm not so sure. I would tread a little lightly here. Next. This one comes in from @MunderDiflin79. I like what you did there. And it's Darwyn Thompson. I drafted this guy in like the 9th round of all these best ball leagues. I drafted him in a bunch of season-long leagues for nothing. I thought it was smart to get a high equity piece, an upside young guy in the Chiefs backfield. Well, LaShawn McCoy gets signed, ruins everything. But now, despite the fact that it's happening way too late for me, I think he can help you people out there, because the Chiefs running backs are dropping like flies. Damian Williams, Darrell Williams, these guys are hurt. Both the Williamses. And LaShawn McCoy, come on, he's dust. He's old. He doesn't matter. I think this very well could be Darwyn Thompson's season. Next. This one comes in from @Geezy_B_easy. I was very hesitant to pull the trigger on Darius Geis, considering all of the injuries he was coming back from, into a Washington backfield that was split with Adrian Peterson, and oh, by the way, the team sucks. Well, they were good enough to beat the Panthers last week, and Darius Geis was a huge reason why. He has looked unbelievably explosive coming off of that injury. I did not see that coming, but I think, frankly, he can start for you pretty much the rest of the way in the fantasy season. I didn't see it coming. Your win. Once again, my loss. Next. This one comes in from @Sutera54, and it's just SpongeBob shrugging. I feel that. Next. This one comes in from @Mr_Senior_Hayson. It's James Washington, the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver, who has been making big plays left and right. Look, you can't be super comfortable with James Washington because he's not getting a ton of targets. However, he's making big plays. Hodges is fearless. And, oh, by the way, he gets the damn Cardinals this week. The Cardinals suck. They're one of the worst defenses in the NFL. I think with the way James Washington is coming on of late, you're going to be pretty tempted. You're not going to comfortably do it, but you're going to be pretty tempted to start James Washington over a lot of studs that you drafted pretty early. Next. This one comes in from @SLiberty13, Myles Sanders. I love it. Hey, for all you goofballs out there who said, Doug Peterson, he's always going to use a committee. That's what he's always done. Because the last couple of weeks with Jordan Howard out, Myles Sanders has been the guy, playing on over 80% of the snaps, getting a ton of touches. He just had his breakout game against the Dolphins last week, and I think that's going to keep going here. Look, he's not on a good offense right now. The Eagles are not producing what we expected. However, he does have a great matchup here in Week 14 against the hideous Giants defense on Monday Night Football. I think you could be watching in prime time as Myles Sanders personally pushes you to the next round of the fantasy playoffs. Next. This one comes in from @Steve_Petinaud. Allen Robinson. Look, you boy here will always be ready to hype up Allen Robinson. And I kind of like your pick here because Mitchell Trubisky might suck. However, Robinson has shown all year, despite the fact that Mitchell Trubisky is the epitome of a dust ball, he can still get it done. And he has matchups that I think are pretty good. I mean, I'm not afraid of the Cowboys defense this week. I'm always here for Allen Robinson hype. It's like it's 2015 all over again. This guy is winning you your fantasy title. Next. This one comes in from @Jim DeRochea. They picked James Conner from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And look, the Pittsburgh Steelers have fully transitioned, completely gone to a power run offense. They are establishing the hell out of the run. And if James Conner ever comes back, you know he's going to take that RB1 workload and run with it. They've got good matchups the rest of the way, starting with Arizona this week. So if James Conner does ever return, you're going to love it. Next. This one comes in from @Mauricio Collier, and it is the king, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is one of my favorite players in the NFL. If you don't love watching Derrick Henry blitz through the entire league, I definitely know that you don't like football if you don't like Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is going to be winning a lot of fantasy championships, and I think he's going to do it with his teammate Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill ranks no worse than second in the following metrics: completion rate, passer rating, adjusted yards per attempt, touchdown rate. This guy has been a total stud. These guys are going to be on a ton of fantasy championship teams, and if you dropped either one of them, yikes. Next. This one comes in from @U_W_3. So many damn underscores today. Leonard Fournette. And look, frankly, it has been exhausting. This guy gets more touches than like any running back in the league, and he barely finds the end zone. He gets a ton of balls thrown his way. He piles up yards. Still, no trips to the end zone. It's infuriating. I think he could very well launch himself into top 5 running back status. Look, Gardner Minshew's back. He's getting all that volume, and Minshew moves the offense better. I could see some more end zone trips for Leonard Fournette. I tell you this story merely to make you feel better. Next. This one comes in from @HugeHarryTweets. It'll be Drake, the rapper, as he comes out as a Patriots fan. Hashtag the American Dream. Just kidding, they're actually riding Patrick Mahomes to a fantasy football championship. Now, it would definitely make me happy to see pop culture pariah Drake end up a Patriots fan and tank their entire season. That would be great for everybody involved. However, it's felt like this entire season that people have been willing to kind of overlook Patrick Mahomes for the shiny new thing, Lamar Jackson. I'm here to tell you that Patrick Mahomes will indeed lead you to a fantasy football championship. Patrick Mahomes has been running more, and I think more of those touchdowns are coming through the air. And again, still the best player in the National Football League. That is going to do it for the Week 14 edition of the Fantasy Football Survival Kit. I truly wish you luck because you all have watched these videos all season. You've engaged with me. You've made me feel like I have a damn purpose. I love you all. I hope you love me too. Now, that got really weird, but let's stay on task. The community is wonderful, but the real purpose here is to win some damn trophies. And you can do that by going to Facebook and join our Facebook group, the Fantasy Football Survival Kit, where you can get roster help from the beautiful people out there so that you can make sure you take down your league and you let them know that you are not just better fantasy players than them, but better people too.